all applied for the job through your fixer. He has specifically said you are ruining someone's life and it ain't going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So when he gets back to you with a location, it is in 24 hours from now. It is currently 6 p.m. on a Wednesday night. So you have 24 hours to prepare, and the location is downtown. It is at a local sort of dive bar pub. It's not a high society kind of place from the little computer research you can do. It just seems to be one of those places you go to grab a drink and get a steak and that sort of stuff. And when I say steak, I mean soy steak. It doesn't serve real meat here.
Huh.
So you have 24 hours. Is there any preparations you'd like to do, or we can time skip right to the event and you guys arriving?
Gwisin will just take a quick think about and see if she can figure anything out.
This has, as far as you're aware, there's no connections to the syndicates here.
Okay.
In fact, these syndicates actively avoid this place.
Oh.
Out of would social events and high society, would they come under street or interest?
I would say high society. I might say interest. They both use the same role. So social events I'd have as street though.
Yeah, and entertainment, I'll of course done as professional because that's what I used to work in.
Yeah.
Which means he gets not many dice in it. I don't mind.
So it's known to be a bar that a number of retired cops and things go to. And therefore, any trouble caused by syndicates and things like that tends to make its way up down the grapevine to people who can actually annoy the syndicates and make their lives frustrating. So the syndicates leave it alone, basically.
If you have 24 hours, Gryphon might actually spend some time binding a spirit.
Yeah. Just to do. So, sorry, what do you mean by that? The cop, they don't want trouble here. Right?
Well, you say this is a cop bar, and it's if someone comes in, are they going to hassle them because they're not a cop?
It's unlikely. It's more like if you guys start causing trouble.
Oh yeah, then you're fucked.
Yeah, and you're fucked. Yeah, they're probably not going to be you're not a cop, get out of here. They're going to be this is just a place where a lot of cops come to.
Okay, good to know.
Or well, not current cops. Sort of the old guys that have retired, or the jaded fucks that don't really go clubbing or anything like that. The guys that have seen some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just when you do your summoning, Gryphon, just roll the... Yeah, there we go. Oh, did I not type anything at all? Great. Yep, cool. So you got 2 services for it at the moment, and you've got to resist 2 drain.
Yep. No drain.
Yep.
Should have just copied the stuff down. Let's see. Pre-edging the binding test.
Sure. Oh boy, Rick.
Oh.
That is a nice roll you got there.
Yep.
What's the astral in it?
Oh, you're looking at 8 stun heading your way.
Yep.
So you started with 2 services, used 1 to bind, And now you have another 7 on top of that, so you got 8 services for it.
Oh, is binding
And
not
just
astral limit?
Oh, yeah. He pre-edged it. So.
He pre-edged, so there's no limit.
I didn't see it. Okay. Oh, that's how you got
Yeah.
21. I was wondering how you got 21. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, he pre-edged it, so
okay,
so you take 4 stun.
I'm always looking for binding secrets. Always gotta get that pool bigger.
Yes.
Yeah, just save 1 edge for the eventual drain if it gets too high.
Yeah.
But no. Okay,
Cool. Right,
so that's
you got 8 services on a Force 5 Air Spirit. Can you just write into the game chat what it
shouldn't
has?
I get at least 12 services then? Because if you have pre-edge, I get to count all the successes on the binding.
Yeah. So you got 11 successes, but then it resisted with 4 successes of its own.
Yeah.
No,
of
so that's
course.
7.
Yeah.
That's 7
Yeah,
successes.
of course.
And then
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, cool. So you got it. So just write its powers into chat for me, and I'll note those down. All right. Is there anything else? Just remember to pay the reagent cost as well. And any other question? Any other research or anything anyone wants to do before we time skip? All right. I'll take the silence as a no. Why is this not changing color? There we go. I don't like white backgrounds. They hurt my eyes.
Yeah. My table's black on white. Yeah. White on white. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Elemental attack. Cool. All right. So if no one has anything else to do in the 24 hours, then we will time skip ahead. All right. So how do I say your name again? As
you can just say Sin. Because
Sin,
otherwise you have to pronounce Korean.
Yeah, and I'm just going to butcher that with an Australian accent. So Sin.
Sin.
What time are you getting there, and how are you getting there, and where are you coming from?
She lives in Tacoma. I'm one of the C zones there, and she's going to arrive on her monocycle because monocycles are cool.
Oh.
And eventually we're going to get the gecko grip so we can Zoidberg away up a building. It's going to be great.
God.
So we're going to show up on our nice monowheel early, about 5 minutes or so, because Deckers don't do much of the social thing. We're too busy watching people get tortured and then selling beetles of them. Like a good ring.
Exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Tempo isn't a thing anymore, and the Come and Go lost a lot of money in that. So they gotta, they gotta do what they can. They're having time.
Gotta make up the market somehow.
Yeah. There's no Shadim to help you out anymore.
All right. Yep. Okay. Cool.
So a few minutes early.
Good. Yep. All right. Cobalt. Tell me, how are you getting there, and what time are you arriving? And where are you coming from?
I'm coming from. I'm coming from Tacoma. I'll be getting there. Where am I staying? Sleeping Tiger, Garb, and in there in my Ford America.
Good old America. And sorry, how early were you arriving, or were you arriving late?
I'll probably get there like 10 minutes early, something like that.
All right. And from Tacoma, by the way, are either of you carrying like assault rifles or anything like that?
No, I'm I got the famous Decker taser.
Yeah. I've got a taser and like a light pistol. That's it.
Cool. All right. And Gryphon.
I'm do some basic disguising before, but then I'm also driving from Tacoma in my trusty old Jackrabbits.
Hey Gryphon, Does your wife know that you're a Shadowrunner?
Yes, she does. But
Does she approve of your lifestyle?
Well, maybe not approve. No, that's no. She doesn't approve, but she accepts it.
Okay. So as you're heading out the door, disguised in someone else's face, pretty basic disguise, nice. She's like putting on your jacket and like touching the sides of your suit and everything, and she's like, "All right, just check in with me every couple of hours. I get worried if you don't."
Sure.
All right, stay safe, honey.
As always.
And don't forget to eat. I know these things can take time, but don't forget to eat. You got to keep your strength up. And like,
well, yeah, I should cut down on the eating, but sure, I will keep my strength up.
Good. And like as you leave, like you sort of look back, and she's got like this worried look on her face. And she like gives you a little wave from the doorway.
Goodbye, darling. See you soon.
Love you.
Love you too.
So, what time were you hoping to get
there? 10-15 minutes early.
All right, I'll say about 15 minutes early. All right, and how are you getting there? Sorry.
My trusty jackrabbit.
Ah, the good old jackrabbit. Oh, nice. And you're all from Tacoma. I should have just made the meet in Tacoma. That would have been way more convenient for you all. So you guys head down there, and Gryphon, you arrive first. You get to the front of this place, and the front of the bar/pub has like big windows out the front of it, and it the sign in the AR and above the pub reads "The Loose Saxophone." So like when you get there, there's two big windows there, obviously tinted so that reflective, so you can't just see inside. And you can see a nice wooden door set into the middle of the pub. And from inside, you can hear the soft, smooth tones of jazz being played. If you would like, you can refer to game chat for an example. Now, do you head inside, or are you going to wait outside? What are you doing?
I'll just take a few moments in my car to astrally project and take a swift take a lap around the building.
All right. Can you just give me a general sensing, please?
Yep.
Okay. So you do a quick lap around the building, and from the outside, unless you can't really see anything that like jumps out at you on the astral, it seems like a pretty ordinary bar. There's nothing on the astral that really gives you worry. There's like no spirits protecting it or anything like that. That's completely from the outside, though. So
yeah, then I
could
just pop back and I'll wait for a few minutes and see if anyone apparent Shadowrunner arrives in the next 5 minutes. If not, I will enter.
All right, so you're standing around for a few minutes. Cobalt, you rock up in your America. How are you dressed? Like, what sort of outfit are you wearing?
Well, I forgot to do a quick disguise roll before I left. Can I just quickly do that?
Yeah, we can retcon that. You had like 24 hours and didn't really do anything, so yeah, go nuts.
Not too bad. And a quick check on the bars of the place, so I know what's appropriate to wear in the place and everything else.
Yeah, that's fair. Go nuts.
Does high class apply or not?
No.
I didn't think so.
So this isn't like a high-class bar or anything like that. This is just a general sort of place that people go to have a drink, to relax, maybe watch some sport, have a decent meal. You're sort of expected to be going in wearing sort of casual clothes. Probably not anything like fancy or anything like that. Maybe an armored jacket at most, but armor's not really a thing you would expect to see in this place.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'll be wearing my sleeping attire, but I'll use the polymer coating to kind of make it look much more downplayed, not looking fancy, just, that kind of thing. Change all the colour and everything else. Yeah, it's kind of how I'm going to be going in.
Alright, alright.
Not trying to draw attention to myself, but still show that I have, sense of style.
Yeah, sorry, Gryphon, I meant to ask you as well, how are you sort of dressed?
I will be wearing the close to my picture. I will not wearing the Berwick suit, but will be wearing the coat. But I guess I'll hang it on a chair or something when I'm inside.
Yes, you're wearing a nice coat.
But I have I have the shirt and tie, and I'm looking maybe a bit out of place, but.
Right. So just shirt and tie and some slacks.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, Gryphon, you're sort of standing there in your sort of dress, sort of apparel, sort of looking sort of like a wage slave. Big guy though, and you see someone rock up wearing a sleeping tiger outfit. It's probably like if you're specifically looking for someone that looks a little different from everyone else around you, this guy is probably who you're looking for. I'm assuming neither of you have worked together before. And you're wearing disguises anyway.
But I do have checking my calendar info. I do have street cred of about 7, but I've done quite a lot of runs.
Okay, so
like I might not have the look like what you think because of my disguise, but there's
Yeah. So I'll just go for the moment, just because you're in a disguise. He's not really, unless he tries to see through it, he's probably not going to recognize you as like some famous runner or anything like that. So yeah, you see this guy, this person rock up in sleeping tiger, and you're like, probably one of mine.
I'll do a quick sensing, and did we get any name for a contact in here?
You just got told to be sitting at the bar when 6 o'clock came round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I see
So
any...
you're sensing me?
Yes.
Yeah. So with 4 hits, you are looking at providing. Is there anything particular you want to that you're looking for, Gryphon, or do you just want him to provide you absolutely every detail about himself?
If he's awakened or not, if there is a lot of cyberware, stuff like that. Not.
So yeah, you don't have masking, do you, Cobalt?
Not yet. I've only initiated once. So I'm planning to get that in the future. But
all right. So this
armor
person,
is a thing.
Yeah. This person is definitely awakened. You're an adept, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
But not that high magic. But...
Yeah, so Gryphon, with 4 hits, you know that they are magic 3. And they have a little bit of wear. You are magic 4, but like because of the wear and stuff, it's reduced your magic to 3.
Yeah.
So you can see like.
Well, actually, no, I'm magic 5. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm reduced down to 4.
Your chummer is telling me magic 4. Really odd.
Mine says value 5 brackets 4 because I've got 1 point unused because I haven't used it yet.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking at the PDF. It's just at 4. That's all. All right. Well, yeah, they're magic 5 then, and they have some sideway in their head and in their lungs. A couple around there, like they've just got an actual reasonable number of like head wear, and just some wear in their lung sort of area.
I'll send I don't know if you can. I guess you can send an.
Well, it depends.
DNI message of some sort.
Yep.
Don't you need someone's com code to do that, though?
You should be able to, like, a matrix perception, I'm pretty sure isn't even required if you're within 100 meters and not running silent. So unless you're running silent, they will be able to attempt to, like, ping you or send you a DNI.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not running. I have no reason to run silent at the moment, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 1.6.
Yep, so you can send them a DNI request or an AR, it's up to you. I'll just get you to take that to text chat. And then, Sin.
Okay.
You rock up and find 2 individuals waiting at the front. One that looks like a wage slave who's just standing in the street, and the other who is in Sleeping Tiger, and they seem to be looking at each other, probably communicating via some means.
Okay. I apologize for this, but there was something I had meant to do the previous day, and I forgot to do it. Do you mind if I quickly do it?
Yeah, no worries. What's up? Synth mask. Oh, love me some.
Yeah, I forgot to buy it after my first thing. I have a second way to get it.
Yep. Now you're gonna need to go through the second way, and here we go. All right, so you can get a synth mask.
All right, that would take 12 hours, and then let me try and program it. And if I had that day, would I have had enough time to get an edge back?
Yeah, if you just sort of rested and and had a nice hearty meal. Yeah, no, you can get.
There we go.
You can get that edge back.
Okay.
All right, so you got. What's your limit there? Your mental limit?
6. Well, because it goes up to the limit of the mask, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I don't have much experience with synth masks. All right, so yeah, no, you're looking pretty much not like yourself at all.
Because it's a cop bar, she does not want her face to be remembered. So she sees these guys.
Mm-hmm. So you see these guys. You are warring them specifically doing what?
Well, these guys look a little bit out of place. I just want to make sure that if it looks like they got a bunch of wear or.
Okay. Yeah, you're seeing what's running wirelessly and everything like that. Yeah. So do Gryphon or Cobalt? Do you have anything running wireless except for your comics?
No.
Okay. I don't want to. Unless you want to. I don't need to waste time with the perception
specifics or anything like that.
Ring of Rosie. It's up to you.
Yep. It's fine. Like you can see anything like major because you have plenty of time and you're just you can default on it. Yep. All right. So you guys have been extended DNI. You may do your introductions and everything via chat. Are you guys heading in together now? Because it's getting close to the meet time. It's about 5 minutes beforehand. You've all been told to be sitting at the bar when it comes to 6 o'clock.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Oh, and also, I do not have my deck on at this point because that's not something I want them to notice.
Yep, and that's also completely fair. So you head inside into this bar, and like you open the door, and like this smooth jazz just picks up in volume, and you head inside. And it's actually a live band playing, and there's sort of like a smoky smell to the air, like a sort of woody smoke. And there's a whole bunch of like older guys and girls just like sitting around at tables drinking. They're just watching the band, and there's a feed up in the corner of a urban brawl game going on with the Aries Dodgers playing. And yeah, there's a nice long bar running along. It's got like a wood polish to it. It's very sort of very fancy, but it sort of doesn't fit with the rest of the bar's aesthetic very well. And yeah, if you make your way over, the bartender approaches you all and says, well, "Can I get you anything?"
Sin will demur. She'll say, I'm good for the moment. I'm just expecting to meet someone here soon.
All right. How about you two? You want anything?
A beer.
Beer? Yeah. All right. Bartender's pick.
Sure.
All right. So he goes and grabs you a pint of beer and just slides it across to you. It's not great. What's your lifestyle?
Middle.
Middle, yeah, your middle lifestyle will cover that easily. It's not great, honestly. It's real bitter and yeah. So yeah, you got a beer. Sorry, was that Cobalt that got the beer or Gryphon?
Gryphon.
Cool. Yep. All right, Cobalt. Did you want to drink it up?
Yeah, Cobalt will ask for a shot of smooth whiskey.
Oh, he likes you. He like reaches under the bar and pulls out a bottle of whiskey. And do you want it on the rocks or neat?
Straight.
Yeah. All right. So they pour it straight into the glass and give you a couple of fingers and slide it over to you. He's like, "If you need anything else, just let me know. Enjoy your drinks," and like walks off and like starts attending to other patrons. And so you guys are sitting there. Do you guys want to do anything within the couple of minutes before the meet hits? Or are we all good?
I just want to do a quick perception to see just how busy the place is and everything else, that kind of thing.
Yep. Just give me a... So I'll feed you that information as like all right. Cool. You see that it's pretty busy. Like, it's probably about 70% capacity, really. So it's doing pretty well for 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night. Thursday night. I'm keeping track of time really easily. Cobalt, with those many hits, you can see that most of the people here are like older and seem to be sort of retirement age, so like in their 60s and older. However, there's a couple of younger people, probably like there's a table where there's just two young people sitting and they're just having a chat, and you notice like they sort of like swing their eyes to look at you every now and then, just sort of like keeping an eye on you. And with 6 hits, you can sort of see that one of them's armed and has a very obvious chrome arm. So yeah, it sort of gets to the meet time, and I'm assuming you guys aren't running in fear or anything like that. So as you're sitting there with your drinks, in this area, no, there's no spirits or wards. And a man walks up to you, probably looks to be in about his late 30s, Caucasian, black hair, walks straight up to you, taps each of you on the shoulder and like just motions for you all to follow him, and starts moving towards the back of the bar.
Yeah.
So if you all follow,
yep.
He takes you through to like a back room, like past a kitchen, and like through the kitchen, like up some stairs, and like the jazz music slowly like dimming down, and then you find yourselves in a small but like comfortable, well-lit room. There's like a single sort of couch, like a sofa couch, and a table in between, and then 3 chairs on the other side. They're wooden chairs. They're not as comfortable. There's no cushions. And the man that motioned for you to follow him, like, sort of opens the door, like, steps into the room, sort of walks around the table and, like, dumps himself in the sofa couch and, like, sticks his feet up on the table crossed and puts his hands behind his head, leans back and says, "Welcome. Could you just get the door as you make your way in? Be greatly appreciated."
Boy, I wonder what's going to happen when that door closes.
I'll close the door.
Cool. So you close the door and you just hear like a machine kick into action and like a white noise generator kicks in. And the man sitting across from you says, "All right, thanks for turning up. Nice to meet you all." He's like, "Oh, I'm being rude, sorry." And like takes his feet off the table, like sits forward and like extends a hand to each of you. And he's like, "Nice to meet you." He's like, "I'm Mr. Johnson."
Nice to meet you. I'm Groot.
So, oh, can't drop my pen. Who shakes his hand?
Gryphon. Nice to meet you. I'm Gryphon to your I know I have to.
We should all do it as well, but she is wearing gloves, of course.
Yeah. And so is Cobalt.
Yeah. The Johnson's not wearing gloves, but he shakes all your gloved hands. He gives you a politely firm grip. It's not overly strong or like he's trying to intimidate you or anything like that. He's just shaking your hand and he's got a firm grip to it, so it's not like a weak-wristed one or anything like that. So he shakes all your hands and like sits back, puts his legs back up on the table. He's like, "Oh, feel free to grab a drink, by the way, if you finished those." And there's like a small bar area set to the side. He's like, "Oh, so I'm sure you all got the basic gist of the job. I need you to ruin someone's life. I'm offering you, we'll say about 14,000 for this job. It's pretty easy, like, honestly. So I don't really see much need to pay you much more than that. So be good with that, and we can get down to the brass tacks and like meat and potatoes of it all."
Well, the question is if it's a easy job, why would you need someone with our skills?
Well, I've heard Shadowrunners are good at ruining people's lives, and I like a little bit of flair. So.
So like you want it done with a bit of style. I get you. That doesn't draw attention to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really want to be directly connected to this, and I would like to see a little bit of pizzazz with it.
How public is the target? Is it someone well known? Is it?
Not really. Like they are pretty low time, and he lets out the share, and then he's like, "They are pretty low time."
Cobalt kind of quietly chuckles to himself when he does it. It's like, yeah.
How long would we have?
Really, this is open time limit. Like, if you can take as long as you like.
Okay.
Like, you can go as in depth as you want. I need it to entertain me, essentially. Like, it has to really like make me feel like you've put in some effort for it.
They can't die though, right?
Oh no! God no! If I wanted someone dead, it would be wet work.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, no. Ruining someone's life is the job, not ending it.
Do do they have to remain unaware that people were trying to screw with them, or could they be physically affected in some way?
I would prefer it if they felt like the world was against them.
Okay.
But not like they were being actively targeted. I would greatly appreciate that.
Ah,
okay.
So you wanted to manipulate what's going on around them. I got you.
Yeah, that would work. So are we happy with 14,000 or?
Sin's not really capable of talking to people, so she would tell you this, that if they want to negotiate, they're welcome to it, but she's not very good at it.
Are there going to be any magic opposition of any sort?
None that I'm aware of. Of course, I can't promise anything. Like, if you somehow manage to get HDR called on you, then yes, but...
Yeah, of course, but the target in question is not awakened.
Oh, no.
Okay. Is he maybe connected to any organization like organized crime or gang?
Honestly, we're getting down to like some real specifics here. That's
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I understand. Like, he's like, I understand where you're coming from. You want to get like the most out of like this before you can really like agree to the job, but you understand where I'm coming from. I don't really need the target to be warned of what's coming for them.
Yeah.
Sure.
I understand that. I would say that because you want it done in a flashily way and you kind of want what's changed around them, it's a lot of unknown variables because of what we might need to change or how. I would say the fee you're offering, is there any kind of, let's just say, wiggle room on this kind of, and that's preempting my role kind of thing?
Yep. Right. So do you want to give me a negotiation roll? And
yeah, will my pheromones be working, by the way?
They will be working.
Huzzah! And can anyone assist me?
Sure,
Cool.
with a few dice. Okay.
So I've got an extra
dice.
4 dice. Then I've got 19, 21, 22 dice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, because I've got first impressions.
Yep.
Plus 1 ranking pheromones.
Implying he hasn't been watching you. Roll.
I hope not.
All right. Are you happy with that roll?
It's not the most important to spend your edge on, maybe.
I know. Just
Yeah.
some people like to spend their edge on this stuff.
Yep.
So.
5 is okay. I'm not deeply unhappy about that.
All right. Cool. His turn. Cool. So he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. I am asking a bit much of you. I kind of had high expectations for you, I guess. So I'll tell you what, I'll throw a couple of grand on top. We'll make it 16,000. I'll even be kind enough to give you that extra 2,000 up front. He like reaches behind it, like the chair, like he sort of like leans out of the chair, like reaches behind it, swings back around and like throws the briefcase on the table and like slides it across to you. He's like, consider it a down payment. However, since you're now happy with all this, yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Cool. I have a little bit of a weird request. Feel free to say no, but it could end up with a little bit more money for you if you do it right. Would you be open to wearing sim rigs and like broadcasting this for me? Just me personally, I promise. I won't get it to anyone else. It's just for my own personal enjoyment. And you don't have to wear them all the time. It's just when you're working the job, when you're working with her, I'd like to be able to watch. Feel free to like edit it a little bit so you can blur your faces or whatever, because I see you're wearing stuff. And he like points to like Gryphon and Cobalt. He doesn't really like pay much attention to Gwisin.
Whoa!
Ouch!
I mean, if he wants sim info, I mean, I have my own sim rig. We have, sim rig nanites, which function as a sim rig.
So yeah, like I'm happy to provide the sim rigs if you've got your own. Like, use those. I just want to feed. With your hardware check, are you like just adjusting them so that they can't capture your identity or biometrics? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you this. Like, if you agree to take his ones, you'll notice that those features have already been like disabled.
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't care about doing it. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Like those, he's just been considerate and made sure that those things aren't a worry for you.
Yeah, we're fine with it. We are very used to sim rigs. We're fine with that. Very used.
Excellent. That makes me very happy to hear. And he like sort of taps the side of his chair when you say it, slightly excited. He like gets a huge grin on his face. He's like, all right. So the target is one Judith Emerson. And he like throws an arrow. You all have like image link in some capacity, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Throws an arrow of a middle-aged woman, reasonably attractive, red hair. She's probably late 30s, early 40s, that sort of area. She seems really happy in the picture, and he says, Judith, well, if I'm gonna be honest, isn't a bad person. She's done nothing really that bad in her life, except that she kind of pissed me off in the wrong way. So if you could just ruin her life. She's bouncing back from something, so I just need you to like make sure she doesn't bounce back fully. So yeah, she had a little bit of an issue. I'll let you guys look into it. I'm sure you can find all this stuff yourself. You're competent.
Sure.
And look, it touched me very deeply myself, and I'm just not comfortable. I'm not sure I could like, and he like gets like these crocodile tears in his eyes. I just don't think I could talk about it fully, without. He like breathes in. He like holds his hands like in front of him for a second. He's like, pull together. All right. Yeah. So
can I roll judge intention to see if he's being honest with like the tears and everything, or if he's really just making it up?
I'm not even going to require you to roll a judge intentions. This is a complete load of horse shit.
All right.
Yeah. He's like, all right. So, if you could just make sure that she wishes she was dead, that would be great. But no, like, I don't want you torturing her or kidnapping her or anything like that. I would prefer if it seemed like she just had really shitty luck. And when I say really shitty luck, like it can be violent to her like life, but like not actually hurt her. Yeah.
Okay, so no actual physical damage.
Yeah, and like he's like, let's say like she has friends or family or whatever. Feel free to like cause them to die in like an accident or a robbery or whatever. Whatever takes your fancy. Just don't make it seem like all of a sudden her family's being taken out one by assassins, because it is just so boring. Yeah, do something cool.
All right. It's gonna be interesting. We got a bit of a
We can be
All right.
very creative, you shall find.
Yeah, and try not to blow up any buildings, because I don't want to deal with that again.
Again, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Good man. See, this is why I like Shadowrunners. They don't ask too many questions.
Yeah. Also, don't worry, guys. I made sure to identify no terrorism. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of security will we be dealing with where it concerns the target?
Probably not very much, honestly. Like, she's just a normal person. Like, if she's freaked out, like if you pull a gun on her or anything like that, she might call the police, and then you have to deal with them. But as far as I'm aware, she doesn't have like Yakuza or anything watching her house.
Okay. Do you know if she has any like deep fears or phobias or anything that we could work with?
I do know that she has these things, but I'm not going to tell you because I like you to figure it out and do it the old-fashioned way. It's more fun that way. And he just like sits there with like this sort of shark smile on his face.
Well, I can Sin with the United team. Trust me, I can find all that shit out. That's easy.
Any other questions, queries, doubtful points?
How do we contact you when it's over? And how do we know when her life is ruined enough? Basically, you know, like is there some kind of end zone? Like, are you hoping she's going to kill herself or something?
No, suicide isn't required. But you're providing me a SimRig feed, so I can always just tell you when I think enough is enough.
Okay.
Pretty much just let me know, like ping me when he's like use this comm link. Ping me like when the feed's going live. I'll jump on, have a look, and enjoy the show. And I'll see the repercussions and everything like that. And I'll keep an eye out in my own ways of watching her. And then once I'm convinced that her life is as terrible as I require it to be, then we'll call it there. Where do you want to meet? I'm not too fussed where we do the handover for cash. Could be a park, could be a mall. Like, really, it's up to you. I prefer parks, honestly. I don't get to go out much.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
So, yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
What's her current job?
What's her current job? I'm not really sure. I haven't been paying that much attention. I just thought of her recently, and I was like, you know what? Let's have a look see. And she just seemed to be happy, so we're going to ruin that. Cool. I don't know what a job is. You're going to have to figure that out.
Fair is fair. You know, just trying to pin any specifics down to save time. You know how it is.
I completely get it. I just really haven't bothered researching this much. So park, we're good for park. We're all happy with park. Yep. All right. We'll go with Madison Park when it's all said and done. If you're happy with that. If not, just ping me a different location. I'm happy to be obliging.
Okay.
All right. He like points at the briefcase. He's like, so you guys can take that. Split it amongst yourselves equally. It's the polite thing to do. Play nice. Try not to stab each other in the throat so you could get more money. It's bad for business.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all have a reputation we have to take care of, you know.
Yeah.
As you yourself as well, I assume, you know.
I am well aware of everyone's reputation. Don't you worry.
There is a reason he picked this.
So, I will just sit out here. Your sim rigs are by the door in that little case there. If you want to use your own, go nuts. And get the fuck out.
So Sin will use her own because it means she can have a lot more control over editing what goes through it. But you know, when it comes time to actually do things that affect her, she'll record it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. So you guys take the briefcase and head outside, and like as you're leaving the room, it's like, oh, can you get the door on your way out, please?
Sure.
Yeah.
And like as you're like closing the door and like heading downstairs and make your way back to the front of the bar and everything, the two people that you saw sort of watching you earlier like pass you on their way through, heading back up the stairs. And they just sort of like give you these dead eyes that like indicate they would have no trouble tearing your head off. All right. You guys can do what you like now. Cinematic stuff is done. How do you want to go about this?
So, because it's what she does, Sin will get on her motorcycle and drive away because she doesn't like safe houses. She just kind of drives around the city while she's in hot sim.
Yep.
That's fair.
And let me roll my. And I'll go, and I will tell the team that because we need a lot of information, would they mind if I go straight into deep ass Matrix land?
Let's first find out where she lives.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
That seems would be quite easy, I guess.
Do you guys get her name? Or, yep, Judith Emerson. You got it. Cool.
And I did
All right,
T3 on her.
All right. So tier 3, Judith Emerson. She doesn't really have a social media account anymore. She used to.
I'm gonna have to dig that out.
Well, with tier 3, you can sort of like find it. It just ends.
Oh yeah, no,
2 years ago. Yeah.
I'll be getting it. Don't worry, guys.
So it ends about 2 years ago. Before that, like you can see like pictures of her with her children and with a man who like who seems to be her husband. He's wearing a ring and everything. And as you're looking at the picture of the man, you notice he looks very, very similar to your Jay. And yeah, so like it's just like her me feed. Like she talks about working at a weapons store for like Ares and stuff like that, and how like good an employer they are, and how like great her life is, and how lucky she is to have such a loving husband and children.
What is her sin? Is she an Ares sinner or a limited sinner or what?
She is an Ares corporate sinner.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This could be, and he said this was going to be easy.
Well, you just don't want to draw attention because when you're an Ares Corp sinner, KE actually cares about you.
Yeah, which makes things a bit more complicated for us. Yay.
So yeah, is there any other like basic sort of information you're after that I can
well, obviously, we wanted her address, where she works now, any comm codes that are available that I can find on T3. I mean, I'm going to be going into T6 land in a moment, but
yeah. So you know that she's currently living out in Everett. She's moved out to like that sort of area. She's actually living in Perrinville in Everett.
Perrinville.
I think that's how you spell it from memory. Could be wrong, but it's close enough. And she is registered as working at the Sleepy Retirement Home.
With a B zone, solid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a retirement home.
Yeah, so.
Okay. I'm already seeing some good shit here, boys.
Yeah, well, if she lives there, she might be a living carer there, because they do have carers on site. Yeah, that makes
True.
sense.
And wouldn't it be terrible if she accidentally killed some people at work with bad medication? Who knows?
Mix-ups do happen, you know.
Yep. See, this is why you have to make your runners just monsters. Then you don't have problems with jobs like this. It's great.
Gryphon will not feel good about this, but sure. I can make her commute a bit or much harder. Some accidents when driving, maybe.
I could.
Sorry.
And I could anonymously, you know, drip feed some information to some of our friends, which may or may not be true. You know.
Does she have any a current relationship?
None that you can see online with the T3.
And from the old MeFeed stuff that I was able to find in the T3, what were the names of her husband and children?
All right, so her husband was called Calvin Emerson, and her daughter was called Samantha, and her son was called Jacob.
Okay, and okay, I'll check them out. So I'll tell the team that I might be busy for a little bit because obviously we need you know. I saw some things in here that looked like she deleted some stuff. There's obviously more stuff to track down. So I'm gonna be out for a bit. I'm gonna get back to you with some info.
All right, man. Show us what you find later. It could be very interesting.
Oh boy, really?
Wow.
Well, I can keep 9 of those. So that went pretty quickly.
Yep. So, all right, with your tier 6 search, you're looking for Judith. So she like are you just like looking into like her whole life essentially?
Yeah, because you know, obviously I found, you know, she had old deleted MeFeed stuff that she had deleted. You know, like obviously I found a com code with the T3, but a lot of times that's like work one. Usually people have a more personal one. They don't, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah. So with the tier 6, you know, like there's a report in a newspaper that like because you've cross-referenced with Calvin Emerson and everything as well, you've managed to find a news report of a couple of years ago there was an explosion at a KE facility where an entire PR team was wiped out. Her husband was killed in that explosion. Soon afterwards, probably a couple of months at most, her children died in a car accident. She was driving at the time, and then she sort of disappears soon after from any sort of like real public record in the way of like having a job or anything like that. However, there are reports of her being picked up by KE and for causing being a nuisance and being high on bliss and many other different types of drugs. Mainly like bliss, a couple of times crimson orchid, but bliss seems to be like the main one that's popped up a few times. She, with tier 6, you can find she is now registered at the Sleepy Homes retirement home as an aged care nurse. She's not like a qualified nurse, so she doesn't like handle medication and stuff like that. She's more like the kind that just helps out, does a lot of cleaning, helps
Personal care worker kind of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And that she attends a Narcotics Anonymous session at least once a week. She was placed in rehab after her third time being arrested by KE. And it seems she did receive eventually a payout from life insurance from her husband's death, although she received no such payout for her children's deaths as she was deemed at fault.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like she's already done a good job of ruining her life herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems to have a pretty shit life.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
So it's like we've got to make it even worse than it already is. Whoa. It seems like the J doesn't know how bad it is for her already. I'm guessing he's going off a past memory. Yeah.
We know where she works. Where does she live?
Everett.
Well, yeah, no, but I mean, like what there, where there, you know.
She lives in Perrinville. She lives close to work, just so that it's within like a short walking distance, so like about 20-minute walk.
Okay. Is it like an apartment or?
Yeah, it's like a low sort of end apartment. Actually, sorry, no, that's incorrect. She lives in like a modest home, like single story. Okay. Nothing too fancy. Like you can see like the street view of it. It's like a single story, maybe like 3-4 bedroom house.
Oh, it's her old house, yeah. But the bedrooms are empty now.
Well, it's not her old house, no.
Oh,
because you can see from like past records, this is a newly acquired place.
Okay, that's strange. She'd buy it for. Okay. Do I have whatever her private comm number is?
Well, the only one registered is the one that she uses for work.
It's the only one.
So
okay.
It's also the one that's registered with her SIN. Yeah. Any other questions? You can find her comm link.
It was mostly rating, firewall programs, and Persona right now.
Okay, so rating, she is running a rating 5 device, and its firewall is equal to its rating, so 5. And as for programs, she is running Ticker and a Persona Fix download.
Okay. That's gonna be interesting. Okay. Ooh, I can mess. I can mess with some of that. Well, because wait a second. Okay, she gets a bad persona. Okay, you can really fuck with someone if you give them a bad persona fix. Like really fucking bad. So, all right, that's good to know. Okay. And what I'm going to do for the immediate future, Mr. Jim, is I'm going to have my Nixdorf constantly perceive the comlink, so that over the next period we learn when it's persona active and when it's not.
Yep. Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. So like, how long are you sort of watching for? You guys just gonna take 24 hours or what?
I'm not watching it. My Nixdorf is, so we can do other stuff.
Yeah. Yep. No worries.
Well, that search took a few hours.
Yeah. So while your Nixdorf is
while I'm
watching,
searching,
while you're searching and everything, like once you get everything back and you've been watching it calmly, it's been running like the entire time. It sort of stops around 9:30ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Solid.
Okay. Did anyone else want to do any legwork or even open the briefcase that you received?
Oh, I thought we had. I'm sorry.
No, you took the briefcase, but you didn't open it.
Oh, well, yeah. We should do that. We're real Shadowrunners. We're, we don't want to be carrying around a bomb. I mean, I'm not with them, so if the bomb blows up, it's just them. But
Yeah.
Well, I'll pass it to like Gryphon and let him open it.
Delegate.
Oh, thank you for the confidence.
Delegate authority.
Well, I'll do a just because I'm a bit paranoid.
What? Why are you guys paranoid? The Johnson seem nice.
Yeah. Mm.
I'll do,
I've
yes.
heard of-
Both a matrix perception and a sensing of the baggie before I open it.
All right. So matrix perception, there is an RFID on there, but it doesn't seem to be registered to anything or anything like that. Just sort of sitting there.
Ooh, get rid of that
Sensing.
fucker.
There is pretty much nothing magical to do with this briefcase at all.
Are you going to tag erase with that thing, or do you want me to hit it?
I'll just, I can't be too paranoid. I'll just open it.
In our line of work, you can't be too careful.
Okay, shall I get a spirit to open it?
That's a bit excessive.
Guys, I'm not going to blow you up in the first hour of the run.
Yeah,
I'll save that for hour 2.
Yep.
Which we're fast heading towards, yeah.
It should be the 6K money at least.
Yeah, so you open the briefcase, and like as you open it, like a little AR screen pops up, and it's like, "That was brave, ha ha ha," and so it just says that over and over again, with like a cartooned like Calvin Emerson face, like there doing like a really big laugh, and like inside 6,000 UCAS dollars. Or like, it's UCAS dollars, but it's the equivalent of 6,000 million at the current exchange rate.
Okay.
Yeah. He didn't stiff you, is what I'm trying to say.
Cool.
All right. So.
What I'll be doing is I'll be phoning up my cop contact to find out how active they're keeping tabs on her, basically.
Yeah, sure. So you just want to contact your cop contact to like see whether anyone's like really watching her or anything like that?
Yeah, basically. It's Thomas Grove, my KE cop contact, and he's a 3-3.
Okay. So 3-3. All right. Give me your connection times 2 plus loyalty. See what he sort of knows, what he can swing. I'm just quickly typing something. Sorry guys for the loud typing.
I think that's right, because it's 3-3, so it should be 9 dice. And also, like, if there's anything like anything recent that's happened that they would know about, that kind of thing.
All right. So from what you can tell, like they've got a flag on her, being like, "Hey, if she gets picked up, take it easy on her. She's had a tough time. She's one of our guys." So like they're not actively like watching her or anything like that. But if anything goes wrong, or like if she's like picked up for doing drugs or anything like that, they're encouraged to be lenient on her, and they're specifically stated not to be violent towards her at all. Yeah.
And like, is there anything like recent on a record, or has it like been dead for the last 2 years?
Like it's only recently, like the last probably 2 to 3 months, that like her turning up for like drug and stuff like that, it's been pretty quiet. Right.
She's met a new guy.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Probably a bit higher up in Ares.
Yes.
Well, with the T6, did I get any additional information of a potential relationship?
There's nothing on the Matrix regarding regarding her being in a relationship with anyone.
Okay.
So they're keeping it on the down end, which would make sense if he was higher up. Yeah.
Yeah, like
if there is, yeah. So
like I can tell you straight out, because you got 3 hits and your contact is within KE, correct?
Yeah. He's a KE.
So like, yeah. So like he can look at the note and see that it's from someone pretty high up in KE, who it's like the sort of area captain, and so like he seems to have like just placed the note being like, look, she's had a tough time, take it easier, kind of thing. It's not like he's trying to protect her for any like particular reason other than sort of sympathy.
Yeah.
And everyone in KE, like it's the same sort of mentality of like you protect your own kind of thing.
Well, I mean, she's an Ares Corp center, so.
Yeah. And her husband was ex-KE PR, so.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay, so it means that if we're going to do this, we've got to do it with the soft touch because we don't want to get the attention of the wrong people. That could go bad. So Rune life with a light touch, essentially.
Yeah.
But still with flair and pizzazz with Nick. This is going to be challenging.
Well, a few illusions in the right place, maybe.
Yeah, that at some point I can guarantee that she's going to be getting a malfunctioning persona fix. Because
it might be ghosts that, illusions that might look like her dead children and family. Yeah, you know.
Also, we're gonna have to figure out a way to get her on drugs again. Because so with this Narcotics Anonymous, based on the information I found, it, obviously there's no equivalent term for it, but would I be able to understand she would be the equivalent to like a dry addict kind of thing?
Yeah, essentially, like she's trying to stay clean. It's sort of like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah,
where like you go to meetings and like you talk about things that are challenging you.
Except now instead of God, it's dragons, right?
Would we know? Sorry.
It's not really like religious in any sense. Like it's purely sort of like a therapy, like group support kind of thing.
Oh, for NA. Sorry, yeah, no, because A. Yeah, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Would we know where she has a meeting?
Yeah, she catches the bus downtown.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking there could be a new arrival to the group, shall we say?
Oh yeah, I mean, it is possible for you to talk to her and do subtle pressure and stuff.
Exactly, that's the idea. Kind of like once we start her, some things that would happen, we could come in and try and be a little bit supportive, and yet not at the same time. If you catch my drift, we kind of nudge her in the direction that we wanted to go, subtly.
Question: was there any at all indication in her background of her having any proficiency in, or any exceptional proficiency in anything to do with the Matrix?
No, not at all.
Okay, that'll help. Because
her proficiency seems to be in shooting.
Shooting, yeah, okay, yeah, yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because she worked in a weapon shop. She'd have to be able to show off the products. Yeah.
Well, also Ares. If you're an Ares, you better know how to shoot. Every job comes with a free 1,000 rounds of APDS every month that you have to shoot off. All right. So I would tell the team that tonight, probably when she goes to sleep, I will compromise her comm link and get everything I can off because I can deal with DR5. That's fine.
Yeah, just gotta hope she doesn't turn off the comm link at night.
Most people don't. We'll see. I'm watching.
Yeah, like how many people turn off their mobile phones at night, really?
Yeah. What evidence of where did she have? If I was able to find any of that.
It seemed to be purely like she didn't actually have that much wear. It's more like the normal smart link stuff in her eyes. And that sort of stuff. It's nothing like extraordinary. She doesn't have like wide reflexes or multiple cyber arms or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid. All right. Just wanted to know.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But there's records of her having like licenses and things available that state that she has a smart link.
Did she in any case after all the deaths and everything see a therapist?
She was assigned a therapist. However, after a couple of sessions, stopped attending.
Okay.
Like it was 2 mandatory sessions, and then once the mandatory ones were up, she stopped attending.
Okay. Solid.
Yeah.
All right. I've been doing a lot of Matrix things. I'll take a step back until like later tonight, or whatever.
Cool. All right.
I'm just trying to think of anyone else I could contact. Don't think so. I've got contact. I've got like Matthew Vaughan the law, but I don't see that being applicable here.
Did you find out about the phobias? What she's afraid of?
Oh no, we haven't. But supposedly she has them. So if we could contact the therapist, we might be able to find out that way.
Maybe just.
I mean, she's not going to tell you anything willingly, and also it was only a few sessions. But yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing in the tier 6 about like any phobias or anything that you're able to get.
Okay.
So yeah, we're trying to think how we're going to find that out. Yeah, the therapist would probably be the easiest way. So yeah, we could either directly contact the therapist and say we're either extended member of the family or something like that, or we going through Matrix way and go through the server. Because there's probably files on her. That'd be 2 ways.
Sure, I can do that later on. That's fine.
Just so you guys are aware, we're hitting an hour and a half, so we can just take a 5-minute break if everyone's cool with that. I just need to get some water and stuff.
That's fine. I need to do the same, so yeah, that works.
All right, so 5-minute break, back at the half hour mark.
Yeah.
Okay.